Hello everyone, welcome back to Bloodworth's Zelda Diaries, just kind of documenting some of the little adventures and stories that I have to tell from my time playing The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And yeah, this is probably the next to last planned episode. I kind of have an idea for episode 10, sort of like where I want to a goal that I want to like kind of leave things off on, and like I said, far from completing the game. Gonna keep playing this game probably for months in between other things, but I am gonna also have to get back to some other games as well as other things going on. But we've got some interesting stuff today, quite a bit actually of time, but a good interesting set of circumstances. So yeah, so after finishing up Zora's Domain, I was going around doing some side quests. I mentioned last time that there was a chasm under there, and so I went down under that chasm and found there's another refinery down there, which was nice, as well as some like boats and stuff. Driving boats around in the dark is interesting. But when I was down there, just digging around, looking around, I saw like this what looked like a tower in the distance. And like, the heck is what is that? Like, is that like a huge thing? And eventually I worked my way around to it, and it was just literally like a tower with a ceiling. So I'm like, can I ascend from here? Where's this gonna take me? And I ascend all the way from the depths all the way back up, which was crazy to me because I'd never come across something like that where you ascend from the depths back to another, back to the above ground, back to the surface. So that is cool. And then I get up there, and it's this big monster camp, and I fight through all that, stumble my way through that, and do that thing, which is hilarious because I think that's supposed to be it's supposed to be one of the things where you go out with a bunch of buddies and a troop to like take these camps all down together, and I just did it by myself. And then later on, when I got back to Zora's Domain, the guy, like, I realized I kind of cheated myself out of that moment. It's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, but I was there, and it was there, and I did it. On my way back to Zora's Domain, I also found the Climber's Bandana, so I got that full set. That's right there, so that's sweet. I love the climbing gear stuff. Very cool to get a full set. And then, after a bit, I went back over to Lookout Landing. And there are a few funny things here. Number one, it's cool. Lookout Landing kind of changes and evolves a little bit as you do these story bits. So the Zora Advisor was there up on the main platform with Pyrrha. I went down and I talked to Josh. And she was basically there. She was giving me a quest to hunt down the auto build ability, but I already had it, so it was really funny for her to give me the quest and then for me to be like, yeah, I got it already. What, she's like, what auto build? What? She was shocked. Very funny. I found Colton out there. He was just outside of town, so I was able to do some trading with him. Got through all of my bubble gems and got a bunch of crazy stuff, masks and like the rupee eating mythic tunic and stuff like that. So that was cool. I don't know how often I would use that rupee outfit. Haven't had a lot of use for rupees yet, but I feel like I will eventually. So we'll see. Then also in Lookout Landing, there is this ancient tablet that had fallen from the sky, and there's somebody that kind of like leading you on to like how you're gonna to read that. He needs to do some more research or whatever, go back to his study, and so that's cool because I had seen some other spots in the sky where it was like, yeah, you can't read this, and I'm like, oh, well, it was kind of hard to get here, but thanks. I guess I'll figure that out later. But I know what those areas look like. I can go back there. Also, another funny thing, that path, remember that big long path from Hyrule Castle that I went through and it was just dead-ended? That's opened up now. There's just a hole in the wall now that I can go through. So that was really funny. But then around this time was when we were finishing up the review for Brad, and Brad needed a shot. He had mentioned the pirates in Laurelin Village, and basically once you're done with that quest, there's no way to get that shot anymore. So I was like, and he was like, do you have the shot of the pirates? And I'm like, I don't have that shot, but I've not been over there, so I can go get that shot. And so I got to the closest thing that I could. I constructed the best glider I could. I flew out as far as I could, got over there, did a tower or whatever, and then I got to that pirate town and got some good shots for Brad and Dawn. But the pirates, I'm slightly disappointed in this because the pirates are just more bokoblins. It's a village full of black bokoblins and like the big giant black bokoblin and like a couple of those Alphos or whatever. So I was a little disappointed. Like, oh, the pirates are not really all that piratey aside from the cool sick boat that's there. I know there's more on Eventide Island, but I haven't gotten that way yet. But anyways, so I gave it a few attempts. But remember, I still have not upgraded my armor. So every time I get into one of these situations, there's like a tooltip that's like, you know, you can upgrade your armor at ferries. And I'm like, I'll get there. I'll get there. I haven't been over there yet. I haven't been to the newspaper or whatever. I need to do the other thing and to do this other thing. I'll get the armor, but I kind of lucked out at one point. I was kind of doing this run, and I saw that I could, you know, it was night. A lot of these guys were sleeping, and I could stealth attack. And so I went through. It took me a couple of tries, but I went through, and I stealth attacked pretty much that whole village full of bokoblins. And then I kind of did a messy job of clearing out the ship, but I cleared out the ship too. Couldn't stealth over there, but what I did was like I was failing to hit these explosive barrels, but by failing, I attracted all of these bokoblins to go around the barrels, and so then when I finally hit one, they just went flying. But I got a good run on those pirates, and so then after that, you get one of the cooler quests that I've been in the game so far, where you help Bolson to repair these houses and stuff. And so so first he's asking you to get him logs. He needs a bunch of logs. So I get him what I can. I love there's this one part where like when I get a couple of logs over to him, you can see like this thing over his head. It's like, I smell good lumber or something like that. It's pretty funny. But I was a little worried about how to get logs, so he's like, don't use the palm trees. You got to get other logs. And I'm like, there's palm trees around here. Okay. And I found a bunch out on the shoreline, a bunch of driftwood, and I just started stacking them up and like gluing them together, and basically made a vehicle out of the cargo. I had a boat full of logs, and then I turned into a car full of logs, and I eventually got it over there, got all the logs, but then he needed rice. He needed rice for the rooftops. You know, basically it's like thatching or whatever. Like, okay, I'll go buy some rice, but even the, you know, places I knew that I would buy rice, like I wouldn't have enough. So I bought some rice, and then I went out wandering around again, did some other side quests, and then I ended up kind of close to the Snowy Mountain, the Lanayru Mountain, Lanayru, I don't know how you say it. But I got over there, and I was trying to do another like stealth run on this camp, and I was like fighting these guys, and while I was fighting, I was doing a spin attack, and then like, wait, is that rice? And then I saw that like I could just cut the grass in this area and get rice, and just kind of randomly. And so like, oh crap! And so I managed to get some rice. Also over there, I'm not going to show this. I'll show the gloom hands themselves, but I'm not going to show what happens because I kept hearing people was like, the crazy thing is, you know, is when you what happens when you actually kill the Gloom Hands. And I did actually kill the Gloom Hands, and that was freaking nuts. We won't show it though. There's one thing I will save you from that spoiler, because you should try to do it yourself. Holy cow. Anyways, so I get the rice back to Bolson. We start building places. We start building houses. There's like most of them, you just kind of have to like get like this palm, like cut down a palm tree and then replant it in the center of a house. The inn was interesting because you kind of pull. There's like a storm debris that's like all cluttered up inside of the inn, and so you get on top of it and you pull the debris out. Yeah, what's nice is that like each one of these buildings that you repair, like when you finish repairing it, then it's like the person that lived there or that ran that business just kind of comes back. With the restaurant was my favorite one, because there was like this family with these kids, and they're like, my dad lost his lobster shirt. And it's like, you're wearing my dad's shirt. It's the shirt from Wind Waker, right? And so that was funny. There was like a little bit of a side quest to side quest interaction there. And then after I finished cleaning up that last building, they had this cool little feast, this cutscene with this dance, and everybody was happy. And yeah, it was just a good time. And that whole town is restored. There's some other people that have come back in there as well. And yeah, and all of that because I had to go get a pickup shot for Brad, who needed shots of pirates. So it was a good time. It was a good time. So yeah, so like I said, we'll get you one more episode for sure. And then whatever after that. If you've been enjoying these, thank you everyone that's been replying. You know, there's a lot of people that are avoiding them just to avoid the spoilers, which I totally understand. So if you know somebody that's, you know, sort of been waiting, or who's just finished the game and now wants to go back and see other people's stories, let them know about this. Because I think, you know, there are probably a lot more people that will dig it, but they've just been being safe, avoiding other people's spoilers, which I totally understand. But also, yeah, thank you for watching, and support us over at patreon.com/easyallies, because that's how all this stuff gets done. And I will see you next episode.